Hello everyone, come back again with me, Tuata Kalinasari. So, in this opportunity, I will explain you a little lesson for the literature class. Exactly, I will give you example of teaching approach. So let's continue. Here I have many kinds of approach that employed by the teachers. The first one is information-based approach. So in the information-based approach, there are several points. First one is elicit information from student about the text, and then explain the content of the text to the class, and ask questions to check student knowledge based on what they have read, and last is provide student with background information. Second is personal response approach. There are 3 points. The one is encourage students to relate the themes to personal experience, and then elicit student response to text, and the last encourage students to express feelings toward the issues of the text. Next, in the point of 3, there is language-based approach. There are many kinds of points. The first one is get students to express their opinions toward a text, and then set language activities in literature lesson. Encourage students to actively participate in the process of understanding the meaning of the text, and students work with their classmates in the process of understanding the text. And the last, generate language practice using the text. And the number 4, there is periphrastic approach. The points are retell the text to students to help them understand, and then use simple terms to explain what the story is about to students, and discuss what the author says in the text, and the last, get students to tell the storyline of the text. In other hand, also there are 2 points. The one is moral philosophical approach, and then stylistic approach. In moral philosophical approach, there will be incorporate moral values in lessons, and then ask students the values they learn from the text, and then get students to search moral values from a text, and the last, raise students' awareness of values derived from the text. And the last, stylistic approach. There are 4 points. You can read in the slide in this page, and let's continue. So I will take example one of the text of the narrative genre, and this is included in a fable. The title is The Woodcutter and the Eggs. This is the story, or this is the text of the Woodcutter and the Eggs. So long ago, there lived a woodcutter in a small village. He was sincere in his work and very honest. Every day he set off into the nearby forest to cut trees. He brought the wood back into the village and sold them out to a merchant and earned his money. He earned just about enough to make a living, but he was satisfied with his simple living. One day, while cutting a tree near a river, his axe slipped out of his hand and fell into the river. The river was so deep, he couldn't even think to retrieve it on his own. He only had one egg which has gone into the river. He became a very worried, thinking how he will be able to earn his living now. He was very sad and prayed to the goddess. He prayed sincerely, so the goddess appeared in front of him and asked, "What is the problem, my son?" The woodcutter explained the problem and requested the goddess to get his eggs back. And then the goddess put her hand deep into the river and took out the silver eggs and asked, "It is your eggs?" The woodcutter looked at the eggs and said, "No." So the goddess put her hand back deep into the water again and showed the golden eggs and asked, "It is your eggs?" The woodcutter looked at the eggs and said, "No." The goddess said, "Take a look again, son. This is a very valuable gold eggs. Are you sure this is not yours?" The woodcutter said, "No, it is not mine. I can't cut the trees with the golden eggs. It's not useful for me." The goddess smiled and finally put her hand into the water again and took out his iron eggs and asked, "It is your eggs?" To this, the woodcutter said, "Yes, this is mine. Thank you." The goddess was very impressed with his honesty, so she gave him his iron eggs and also other 2 eggs as a reward for his honesty. So now, this is the example of lesson or teaching approach in the literature class. Number 1, the teacher asks 2 students to read the narrative story with the title of Woodcutter and the Eggs, and then ask some questions to check student knowledge based on the story above. The question might be who are characters that involves in the story. So in this activity involved in information-based approach, which is the point is elicits information from student about the text and also ask student based on what they have read. And then number 2, teacher asks 2 students to make a group each consisting of 3 students in each group, and then discuss with their group about the content of the text of the story after they understand individually. In this activity is include in language-based approach because these activities allow the point of student work with their classmates in the process of understanding the text. And the next, number 3, teacher asks students to describe their personal experience according to the theme of the story above. And the content involves some question like, how do you feel? What's your characteristic? And who are you in your story? After that, ask 2 until 3 students to read out loud in front of the class. In this activity is included in the point of personal response approach because encourage students to relate the themes to personal experience and also encourage students to express feelings toward the issues of the text. And the last number is teacher asks 2 students to write in the paper about the moral values has been obtained from the text of the story above. So in this activity include in moral philosophical approach because this activity is ask students the values they learn from the text. So that's all from me.